My name's Hilary Mosley. I work for NHS Barnsley. I'm a senior public health nurse. At the moment, my main sort of work area is working with our people in control strategy, which is trying to sort of shift the emphasis from doing to people to doing with people and helping put the citizens of Barnsley back in control. It's quite an interesting one really, because Barnsley we're very fortunate here that we've got really strong partnership working, and Barnsley have been committed to trying to change this sort of paternalistic approach to health into people being in control of their own health. So a lot of work has been happening around that anyway in Barnsley with different organisations. And within my public health background and other people within our partnerships, I think the beauty of it is that we realise that if we're going to do something about tackling inequalities, we can't just be naive enough to think that's just the NHS's job. So our mission is to try and industrialise the way that people are supported to have skills in behaviour change methodologies. Very much our people in control strategy, which is our sort of the thing that encompasses all of this, is made up of many partners across the whole of health and social care organisations, voluntary sector, many different partners. And what we're able to do is take the philosophy of making every contact count and the framework to help us to sort of make sense of that. But what we want at least is for everybody, no matter where they work, to have some confidence and some competence in behaviour change methodologies. So that framework has helped us make sense of that. It puts our workforce in a good place, which is more important, rather than seeing it as, oh, how we're positioning here in public health or how we're positioning here. It's about saying the reality of it is our workforce is not just within public health, it's not just within the NHS. Our workforce is huge and wide, and that is the main point of what we're trying to do. So the people I'm working with and who we're in the process of helping to support them, their training and their delivery of this, are people across schools, across the police force, across the health service, across education. You know, it's not just seen as this narrow band of the workforce.
That's great, Hilary. Can you give me some sort of small examples of how that's happened?
One of the methodologies that we're focusing on at the moment is motivational interviewing. And we've taken part, a lot of us, on a programme at Sheffield Hallam University, doing the training the trainers, so that we'll have a little batch of people who are quite competent, motivational interview in particular, and they will then train others up to a basic level, a sort of level 1 or 2, if you're looking at the framework, because that's our real aim, is to try and get most people competent and confident at a basic level. So at the moment we've had probably over approaching 500 people who have been trained at a level sort of 1 and 2, and a group of us, probably about 25, that will be ready to train others across Barnsley. This is a fantastic opportunity of actually making some impact on health inequalities, health and social inequalities, and looking at all the determinants, having that massive workforce that can impact on all issues around housing, about health, about education, everything, all coming together and all realising that each part makes a huge, contribution to that jigsaw, which is fantastic really. Our mission is to make it across the board, because once people are confident and competent in a behaviour change such as motivational interviewing, helps people come alongside a person and helps them understand that person. So whether they're talking to someone about healthy weight or smoking or housing or a problem they have with a family or problem they have with an education, the subject matter is almost irrelevant. It's the method of how they connect with that person, come alongside them and understand what their opportunities are for change. I think from trying this approach in the past, before the sort of making every contact count, before the framework, before this organisational sign-up, people had seen the strength of behaviour change. I mean, it's nothing new, is it? And we have had people who've gone through training, who've believed in it, and obviously it's seen that it's worked. However, sometimes we've had challenges in them being able to apply that learning to their practice, and that's been the challenge. But now I think what has changed is we've got sort of managerial and leadership sign up to this approach. People are committed to it now. So really our workforce are saying, well, we want to work this way, but now they've got the backup behind them to say, yeah, we're supporting you here and we'll give you the opportunity to work in this way as well. If our vision in Barnsley happened and we had everybody that connects with the public, everyone that connects with Barnsley citizens speaking this language, this would be fantastic. So wherever you go through your journey in Barnsley, whether it's within the hospital, whether it's with community services, whether it's with schools, whether it's with housing, people will be saying, asking that person, what is it that they feel they need and how can they achieve that for themselves and how can that be supported? So the approach is handing it back over and finding out what that person needs and how that person can actually kind of manage and get to their agreed vision with their support. I think the main message is the whole approach that actually making every contact counts. Actually, we should be doing that. We should make every contact count, whether that's whatever area. So that, the philosophy of it. But also it helps to, because it's something hard to get hold of sometimes, that. So it helps to sort of harness it and bring it back together and say this is what it could look like and this is the evidence behind it, this is what other people have tried, this is how you can use that and go forward. So it doesn't become too enormous until like how on earth do we move with this? It makes sense of it all. So I think that would be my main message.
That's great, Hilary. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.